Oat milk creamer. Not so sure about that. Alrighty then. Successful indie author, 5-minute focus, episode 171, networking. So the world's going to be opening up here fairly soon, and whether you choose to participate in that or not, in case you do, well then, networking, getting out and about and meeting people, especially your peer group of fellow authors. The best way is to give in order to get. Volunteer, help, those kinds of things that help an author out, a fellow author. So whether it's, say beta reading, say, hey, can somebody proofread this? Can somebody do this? So sometimes it isn't all about writing, and most of the times it's not all about you. And this is a hard thing to get your head wrapped around if you're an author looking to network. Well, I want to network. I want to get with him because I think my book is good, and he might like it, and maybe give it a shout out to his readers. Cool, but everybody's asking for that. Then how many times is this big author inundated with those kinds of requests? But if you're helping, and this is why I say give to get, if you're helping with various things, even if it's like, hey, I need some admins on my website. I need some admins on my Facebook group. Hey, I'd like to do that. I've been a fan, and so here. I think all writers are readers first. So use that as your leverage, and you don't want to leverage people. You're helping, you're giving in order to eventually get something. So it's the question of, are you worthy of getting this share? Some people are able to give to share things and help and give you a pat on the back, give you some insight. And others are just inundated. They don't have the time because there's so many requests. Well, how do they filter those requests? They filter it by, hey, here's a person who keeps helping me. So yeah, let me give you a shot. Let me give 5 minutes, 10 minutes of my day and read their first chapter. Those kinds of things can go an awful long ways. So it starts with an introduction. In 20 Books Vegas this year, on Monday evening, we're going to have a separate session for newcomers, people new to the conference. And this will be in 2019. We did that. We had like 170 people there. So this one, I expect we'll have quite a few. Don't worry about it. Everybody's going to be focused on the speaker. Terry Mixon is going to give that presentation for us. And he's going to talk to you about here's what it means to be at a conference, your first conference with fellow authors, and make you more comfortable talking about what you already are comfortable talking about, your books and other people's books, and ideas for stories, and meeting their readers, and signing books for the first time, and all that stuff that excites you about being an author. So you'll get that opportunity in Vegas. But introductions. So here you are. You're sitting in your house just like me. Nobody here. It's light outside. What do you do? Introductions. How do you introduce yourself to other authors? Become active. Become active in the group about their stuff. It's easier to get your stuff looked at if you're talking about somebody else's stuff. Weird, but that's how it works. You can't just say, "Hey, I wrote a book." If that's your introduction, you're dead. Don't be dead. Be alive. So talk about other people's books, and then in your profile, hey, I've written a book. Passive approach. Introductions. Hey, just introduce yourself. Hey, this is me, and I love sci-fi. It's a great start. At conferences, that's how I would approach. Always stand when you're doing a physical show where you have books for on display. Hey, do you like sci-fi? It was a sci-fi conference. It was kind of a loaded question. Well, yeah, I love sci-fi. Oh man, what kind? What's your favorite show? Talk about stuff people love. Anthologies. This is an opportunity to network because you're participating with other authors. Every anthology has some kind of headliners, bigger name authors who are participating, who are in on it. Participate, help create, help with it, help get the word out, help with ads, with some graphics if that's your thing, or write your own story for it. And this is something, do you measure up? You may not make it in because that bar is pretty high, but that's okay. You'll learn. And you've tried. Conferences, talked about that. That's a great place to network. And conferences, especially 20 Books conferences, are all about networking. You get in there. We're going to have 2,000, 2,500 authors. We'll have a dozen seven-figure authors, a couple hundred authors making over six figures. It's a pretty big show. So pretty much everybody you run into is probably doing better than you, and whoever they run into is doing better than them. And it's a great opportunity to just be among your peers. Everybody is milling about the same way. Nobody has a badge that says I'm a god. It's just everybody's badge looks the same. That's one thing I insist on of our shows. Area dinners, local groups, get in on those and help out, listen, talk about reader groups, talk about the books, do those kinds of things. Be genuine, be yourself. And yourself isn't, hey, buy my book, because doesn't that feel hokey? Don't you feel bad when you do that? Cool. Be yourself. Yourself is a nice person. You're helping other people. And oh, by the way, I would like some help too, if somebody can spare the time. Simple enough, passive approach. It works. And don't overextend yourself. Don't keep trying. Don't just hit. Here's all the big authors in my genre. Let me approach every single one of them and try to get weasel my way in. Not cool. Pick one, work with them, help, and give to get, and be genuine, and talk about what you love to talk about. And that's the genre, that's the books, that kind of stuff, that the story, that kind of stuff. Everybody's always happy to talk about that. All right, that's enough for today. Networking. Don't be afraid of it. It's okay. We're all the same. We're all in the same boat. We all look the same. 20 Books Vegas, you'll see that.